action then here at Bethnal Green. 3 fighters defending unbeaten records, and the first of them we're going to see is the heavyweight Keith Ferdinand. Interesting sort of character, but he is unbeaten in 8 fights, and his opponent, a pretty tough customer from Swindon called Denroy Bryan.
Second round then of his heavyweight fight between Keith Ferdinand in the white trunks, coming in a lot heavier at 16.5, and Denroy Bryan, a tough fella from Swindon in at just over 15 stone, who some of you might remember for a brave fight against James Oyabola, Big Bad James, when Bryan went the distance very nearly and was just stopped in the last round, and a lot of us felt he deserved to go the whole way. Ferdinand, though, hasn't fought since last May, and in the first round has been shaking off a lot of that ring rust. Fairly uneventful first round. Bryan, the shorter and lighter man, perhaps a bit wary of Ferdinand's hitting power, but both men really to show their hand at the moment. Ferdinand, on his record of 8 wins, shows a decision over Andy Gerrard, tough Welshman who has also been in with Oyabola. That was a good stiff jab in from Bryan that time. But he has a bit of a habit of going his own way and doing his own thing. Keith Ferdinand had a chance to fight in the Olympic Games back in 1984, but went missing then, and Billy Wells fought in his place and indeed came back with a medal from Los Angeles. Ferdinand hasn't been in the ring since May, but just finding a bit of leverage, finding a bit of range, and just starting perhaps to get on top in this fight in this second round. And he's got Denroy Bryan pinned just above us, and we're right in there with him as our camera lens almost gets in between the fighters. And you can see all the heavy bombs really coming from Keith Ferdinand. John, by no means a classic so far. Yeah. Can I try and squeeze a couple of impressions out of you?
Denroy Bryan, it suits him to be close like that.
Well, you're absolutely right. He was trying to get in close, John, and Ferdinand got him with a good shot. And I don't think Denroy Bryan is going to be allowed to continue. Well, we'll have a look at that shot and get your views on it, John, in a moment. But it was almost the first meaningful punch that we had seen, and it really just underlines what an infuriating lad Ferdinand is. Still unbeaten. Now it's 9 out of 9. Hasn't fought since May. He tends to go in the gym and then go away, and goodness knows what he gets up to away from the gym. But Denroy Bryan stopped in his tracks. A fellow that went the distance very nearly last time here with James Oyabola. John Conte, what do you feel about this shot?
He just gave himself room. He stepped back. I think it was a left hook.
It was.
Yeah. He just gave himself the room. Before, he was just close all the time. And for a big man, he should just give himself just that extra bit of room.
Well, a good record as an amateur among the super heavyweights when he was in the Navy, Ferdinand, and that was a lovely little shot, and it just shows the ability the big man's got when he puts his mind to it.
Well, now we're going to take a look